So I'll show you how that works. And that is opened separate. It's packaged within this kit. So if he decides he's going to use the kit, if he's going to use more than one probe, 2 of these are packaged together, and then you have this in a little sterile package. And what this is, let's just see if I can grab one of these. Okay, these are 2 separate ones here. I'll just show you. They're not the same size, but ideally these would be the same size. And this one's bent. We're playing with it. This has a little tab down here, and you just push this in. So you'll slide these in. Oh, sorry, I did the wrong end first. Let me show you the other end. That's the second here. Here we go. This. So you'll slide this in like this. And again, this one's bent a little bit. So now he's got a hand piece that he just takes this and he uses this to pre-coagulate before he's going to resect it out.
But those 2 tips shouldn't touch in the tumor, right?
No, correct. Okay. So he's aware of all the things as far as these 2 not touching, your spacing and everything else. He'll tell you, if you put them next to one another, it's 1.5 centimeters apart. If you put them separate, it's 2 centimeters. So sometimes maybe he'll want 2 centimeters, sometimes 1.5. But he's aware of all that.
And so then the tech loads those in for him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So this will be open separate, and then she'll put these on, and then he'll use this. You can use up to 3 on this. I'm trying to think for you guys what else. If there's a patient, I don't think we've had one where there's been a patient with a pacemaker that I'm aware of. It is not a contraindication. But it is a warning that you just should contact the cardiologist ahead of time or the manufacturer of the pacemaker and let them know. And typically, either they'll, if they're non-dependent, they'll put a magnet over it, or same as with RF. You think of anything else? I think if there's anything else that I...
With this...
oh, the pump. Yeah, okay. Well, this was all for open. So before I switch over to laparoscopic, any questions that anyone has?
I have one. We don't have to ground them different. I mean, we would normally put on a regular grounding pad for our regular bowl. We don't have any concerns with where we would put it in relation to the liver tumor, since there really is no.
Okay. No, because this doesn't require any. Okay. So whatever you'd be doing, even if you weren't using this, wherever you place it is still fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other radio frequency had to be grounded.
No, but this is a microwave. So that's why I was saying it just is further up on the energy spectrum. Yep. Any questions? Look like you may have questions. No? Just thinking? All right, so let me show you laparoscopic. There's an IV pole right here. So what you'll want is either a 500 or 1,000 cc bag of saline. Does not have to be cooled or warm, just room temperature, whatever you have is fine. But just hang that up here. When you do laparoscopic, you have to pull 2 separate boxes. One is a percutaneous antenna. The other is called a V-tube, which is what this is. Okay, so this is really just a closed circuit that will run saline internally through this antenna. And the reason for that is to keep the heat at the distal end, and it's also just to prevent any of that heat coming back up for skin burn, because this goes directly through the skin for laparoscopic. Okay. It's a little bit different than the other because, again, we have saline running through. So when you see this, it's like a lot of cords, but basically you've got your little white accordion thing again. You have an inflow and an outflow tubing for the saline, and you have one little black cord here, which is a thermocouple. It doesn't give you a temperature readout at the end, but it is for safety. So if for some reason the temperature got too hot, it would automatically shut itself off. So it's really for safety reasons. plug this in. So can I ask you to hold this for a second? Thank you. Okay, so then that's plugged in, and then you have your inflow and outflow tubing. It's like Christmas lights. Okay. One is much longer than the other, as you can see, much longer. The longer one, the way I remember it, they only hook up one way. The longer one gets connected to the furthest part. The shorter one will get connected down here. So let me set this down for a minute. This is your V tube.
Does it only fit one way?
Yep, it does. One has a lure lock on it. Yeah, so you can't mess up. It won't go. So this is your V tube. You'll spike the bag. First of all, what you want to do is you want to clamp all three. There's 3 clamps. Clamp, clamp, and clamp. Okay. So let's say we've spiked this. And then what we want to do is we want to fill this up. So what we'll do is we'll open this clamp, fill it to this line here. Close that clamp. This one will always remain closed because it doesn't go anywhere. That's just for the end. So always keep that one closed. Down here, you have tiny little arrows that are in white. They're really hard to see. But the arrows have to match up with the arrow on here. So the thicker part here, all we're going to do is thread this through here, just like that. Okay? We don't want to turn anything on or prime anything until after Dr. Chang has that placed, because sometimes condensation can build up on the end of this, and that can ruin his view of where those centimeter markings are. So what we do on this, the longer one goes over here. There's 3 caps. This allows you to hook up 3. Only goes one way. Hook that up to here. The shorter one, this is going to have a little green cap on it. And on here, my green cap is gone, but there's a green cap and 2 blue. This is a lure lock. You connect the green to green. If you're using multiple, they're all green, because if they're single, they'll all be green. Just go with the green first, because there was just there was a hole in that one for sterilization purposes, so they tell you to go with green first, and then go to blue and blue. Okay? Once that's done, he says, yep, I'm ready to go. All we're going to do is open this one here to allow that fluid now to flow through. Close the pump. Pump is running. It's going to run all the way through the end of this. Come back. If there's multiple ones, it's going to run through all. And then you'll see it drip right here. Once they're all dripping, you're good to go. Then the same thing. Turn it on. You turn your time, your watts, and you turn it on. So the big difference between the two is you've got the saline, so you just have to open up a V tube, and you connect longest one here, shorter one green to green, and that's it.